Hi viewers, welcome back to another Care Collab video. I do believe it's just myself and Nina from Ninja Orchids this time. It's just the two of us doing it. And if you can see that in the frame, you can see, let's move you back a bit, that it's Dendrobium unicum. Now, what fun we've had with Dendrobium unicum in my greenhouse, because as you can see I've got 1, 2, 3 and then that. Now which was the first one? Let's see. Not you. You. These are labelled unicum. This one is labelled Dickasonii. Now, I could never tell the difference, and I never knew the difference between unicum and dickasonii. And the one I was trying to buy was dickasonii, not unicum. And it originates from Laos, Thailand and Vietnam. And it can be found at elevations in a whole lot of different places. They say that in Laos it will grow on rocks or bushes in areas with low scrub vegetation, whereas they're found higher in Thailand. It's a sympodial epiphyte, but it's also a lithophyte depending on where it grows. It's supposed to carry the fragrance of tangerines once in flower. I can't smell tangerines. That one's been open for quite a while. It does need shade, and I've got one of these growing in the intermediate house and the rest are in the warm house. Now, they're all in the same conditions, they're all on the same terracotta slab, but obviously because I bought a dickasonii, and unicum. No, I bought dickasonii, what I thought was dickasonii, and it turned out, I was told when it flowered, to be unicum. So after a while I set about trying to find the difference, and couldn't, because I hadn't really got hold of a dickasonii, and I certainly haven't flowered it. But when I was researching, dickasonii is a miniature, and this one, Sidenfadeni, oh goodness gracious, Sidenfadeni is a synonym of dickasonii. This is actually what it says it is, Dendrobium dickasonii. So this is labelled wrong, that's labelled as unicum. No, that's right, that's labelled as unicum. This one was my first one, which was labelled dickasonii, but as you can see, it's unicum. And this one was labelled the Sidenfadeni. There's no way that can be dickasonii or even the synonym of it, because it's too large. So once again, this is its first flowering. Once again, this is a unicum. So I've now got 3 unicums and 1 dickasonii. think there's another small dickasonii somewhere, which I bought from Burnham's, and this will make you laugh. That one was labelled, that is labelled as unicum, but it's so small, it's like this one. So I've got 2 dickasonii now, and do you know what, at the end of the day, I love this unicum. I love the way it grows, I love the flowers, I love the colour, I love the fact that it will grow on a leafed cane as well as an unleafed cane. They're all at different stages, considering 2 of them are in the same greenhouse, and they're not doing the same thing. I mean, it's just a bit daft, but it's taken me quite a while, and it didn't twig until the word miniature was bandied about, when I started looking at the Sidenophat, no, I can't even say it, that one, the one with the synonym, Sidenophadenii, that's the one. So I was looking for that, and then it twigged, it's a synonym, and dickasonii is the short one. These need shade. You can see he's been somewhere a bit too light. This one has got no leaves apart from on the 3 new growths that are now pushing up. He's happy, this one. He really is. But it needs shade from spring through to autumn. But light should be as high as can be tolerated, because it does love the light because of the higher elevations, unless you know where your plant has come from, which we don't always. It also needs to have strong air movement all year. My fans are going all day and most of the night, so it certainly gets that here. The only thing it doesn't get is the summer day temperatures averaging 27 to 28 degrees and nights of 20 degrees. And their warmest season is in spring, with day averages of 31 to 34 degrees and night averages of 14 to 21. Humidity needs to be high. It does drop where they live or reside in the wild. It's near 55% for 2 months. But they put up with a lot of rainfall 6 months from spring into early autumn. But also it's very light in the winter months for 4 to 5 months in early spring. Cultivated plants need to be kept moist. These are mounted, and I don't rest this if it's put out new growths that haven't matured. If it comes to the day, because this one's got a new growth, this one's got a new growth, this has got 2, 3, this one has got 3 now. I've not rested them at all since I've been trying to get hold of one, which was back in 2000. I started in 2000 and we lost last year, didn't we? This one went to the Malvern show in 2019. That's when I found out it was a dickasonii, unicum, not dickasonii. So I either had it early 2019 or I had it in 2018. The rest have come since 2019, where I've actually tried to get hold of a dickasonii and failed. I don't fertilise these much. They get a little bit now and again, but literally just a little bit, and they do really, really well. And some people think that they should have high nitrogen fertiliser in the summer, but with me they get a balanced fertiliser year round, and it doesn't do them any harm. As you can see from all their flowerings, there's going to be quite a few on all of them. So I think we've still got a while to go before dickasonii flowers for us. Believe it or not, that came from Cultivation orchids, and I'm never usually happy with what comes from Cultivation orchids, but it's got a new growth in there, and it's got that one which is trying. Let me cut that out of its sheath so that it can grow. Come on. I don't want to pull that leaf off. Bane of my life when these... there we go, there you go. Pull you around there. I thought you were a funny shape. There. Now you can be the right shape, if I can get that second bit off. Yeah, there. Now he can grow properly. Didn't notice that. So we've got three same size growths near enough and a new one coming down there. So I think now, give it a year or two, we might succeed with that one. And I might get some flowers and then I can actually see what the difference is. Up close and personal. And probably the other one as well. But they have this lovely way that they grow, where they come out from the nodes, the opposite side of a leaf. A bit like the nobiles, in fact. So they're on the nodes opposite where there's a leaf. On the canes with leaves. But obviously, they're anywhere when there's no leaves. That flowered last year, that one, but this one didn't. So I'm pleased with that show this year. It is actually, if you get a close up there, can we get a close up there? It is actually a stunning flower. You've got this lovely keel shape. They call it a keel. The keel flower, because it looks like the keel of a ship in there. You never see it because, yeah, you can see that in the middle of the screen. Right down there, there's ridges going down this lovely patterning in that lip. So I found it very easy to grow and it performs for me quite regularly. I don't say that very often. And in the places where they are grown, or where they originate from, the nights go down to 10 to 12 degrees. But there's loads of moisture available from heavy dew and mist, as mist from low clouds and fog. For 2 months in spring the weather is clear and dry, and humidity is so low that even the moisture from dew is uncommon, which is why people say they should be rested. But we're not growing them in those conditions. And once I get a mature plant and it sorts itself out and is growing nicely, I might think about it. But if you've got them mounted, I think it's the best way to grow them, because I can't see how you can grow them in a pot. But I think they look better like this. I mean, this, look at the root system we've got going on here. We've got a crazy root system going on there, the one that I've had the longest. So it's happy. But if you do pot them up, it just wants an open, fast draining medium. So the bloom season can be as early as January, but can go right through to June. The peak flowerings have been recorded in March to May. Mine only started opening, this one only started opening a week ago, and then it opened all of them quite quickly. These are now pushing up and opening. The buds are maturing, as you can see on there. So that'll be the next one. And this one is a bit further behind. Come out of there, please. Thank you. But he's still got all of his growth on just one. Oh, no, that's a lie. On that leaf, he's got a lot. He's broken that one. And he's got some on that. He's got 3 on there. So let's be a bit more careful when we put that down, shall we? Because that broke a flower. I'm clever like that. But all of these bar the one that's dickasonii, the unicum, and not the Fedenii. That the I can't even remember it. Fedenii is the only one that lives in the intermediate house. The rest live in the warm house. But my warm is not warm where they grow. Apparently, as soon as you see a flower on a dickasonii, you'll see the difference between the two. The dickasonii only carries 2 to 4 leaves per growth, whereas unicum can have as many as 6 to 8. I've not flowered it, so we'll only be able to tell at some point in the future whether I finally have what I should have. But I think personally that they don't take up much room. They grow beautifully on these terracotta slabs. And all of the one that came as dickasonii before that turned out to be unicum came from the same nursery. It's all come from one in Germany. Schroeter's. And this one was bought from Spisotic, labelled as unicum, but Spisotic gets her plants from, or she did get her plants back then from Schroeter's, so that would always be the same. And this came from Classine, the dickasonii. But I think you'll agree, once you've got it, you won't want to let it go, because it's a real beauty. This one is flowering on much smaller canes, and yet it's hanging just a bit underneath the bigger one as the flowers are open. So they won't be kicked out anytime soon, and I don't think I'll ever be persuaded to part with them either. This one's not that though, this is the one that's in the warm house. So he's going to flower next. But I do adore them. They're very easy to keep, they're very easy to look after. They're not picky in what they do or what you do. That one's had trouble from snails, but we all have trouble from snails when we've got greenhouses. So on that, I'll leave you and hope you can be persuaded to maybe grow one of these if you can find one. Just remember though, when you're on the lookout, don't get fooled like I did and buy unicums instead of dickasonii. Dickasonii is a true miniature. Unicum is big and long and clumpy and great big flowers. It'll be interesting to see what colour, what size the dickasonii flowers are. But the unicum on its own is, I've found, easy to take care of. I don't find them all easy. In fact, you know what? This is going to have buds on this short cane as well. So all the buds on this one are on canes with leaves. None of the spent canes have got it on there. Because these were grown, these were last year's canes. One last year. These two were year before's canes, which have grown onto a stunning length. I've only got, oh no I haven't, look at that. I thought I only had one new growth. But on this one as well I've got 2. So, cool, looking good, because it was 2 last year as well. So we've got 2 again this year. So next year will be on that an even better show. It's exactly what I asked for, because I wanted unicum, because I thought I had dickasonii then, but I didn't have dickasonii at all. It's a nightmare. But I love these orange flowers. I love the shape of the flowers. They're gorgeous. and they are a real asset to anyone's greenhouse if you can grow them. And they will grow intermediate, they don't have to grow warm. I've got them in each greenhouse and they grow well in both. In fact, the 15 degrees that my warm house is kept at, some people class that as intermediate. So my warm house only goes to 15. But we'll leave you with that picture. I hope you found it useful. If there's anything you want to know, please comment below and I will endeavour to give you the information. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye now.